say chokehold and stranglehold because there's actually a difference between chokeholds and strangleholds. There's actually a difference, but they both result in the death. They both result in the death of people. So we want all chokeholds and all strangleholds banned. We're here today to call on the state of New Jersey to call on all municipal governments, all of them, not just one, all of them. All police forces in the state of New Jersey must have body cameras. All police forces in the state of New Jersey must have body cameras. They all don't have them. All municipal governments should have, all municipal police forces should have body cams. But that's not an original demand. That's not an original demand, but I'm gonna make the original demand here. We want laws passed to make it a felony, prosecutable felony, if police officers shut off or remove their body cameras.
That's right.
In addition to that, we call for laws. We call for legislation to outlaw police removing their badges so they can't be identified when they're committing police brutality. It should be, you know they do that, right? They remove their badges. In addition, we want legislation to outlaw covering up badges so you can't see their badge number. Because these are some of the things that happen in police brutality cases. Breonna Taylor in Louisville, Kentucky was killed when the SWAT team kicked open the door and went in. They had a no-knock warrant. These no-knock warrants have caused the deaths of a number of innocent people throughout the country. We want an end to no-knock warrants. We want an end to no-knock warrants. We're here today to say that the police in America have become too powerful.
Thank you so much.
They have become a power unto themselves. We must make it perfectly clear that the police must be accountable to the people, to civilian authority. We're calling today for every city, every town, every village in the state of New Jersey to have a police review board. And in addition, we call for a civilian police review board over the state police of New Jersey too. No police must think that they're free of civilian oversight. All police should have civilian oversight in this country. 99% of police brutality cases do not end in conviction. 90% of them don't even go to trial. Today we stand with people across the country calling for an end to qualified immunity for police in the United States.
Yes, yes.
We demand an end to all racial profiling by police in the state of New Jersey. We are calling for mandatory collection of data on police brutality cases committed by police departments across the state. And if municipal police forces fail to comply, they should lose their state and federal funding.
That's right.
In New Jersey, there was a great victory when the independent prosecutor bill was passed. The independent prosecutor bill says that local county prosecutors cannot investigate police brutality cases in their jurisdiction. In those cases, the state attorney general must step in and prosecute those cases. But I have to ask the question today, if the county prosecutors are too close to the local police, isn't the state attorney general too close to the state police? I'm saying today, we're saying, when I say I'm referring to the People's Organization for Progress. We're saying today that Rabir Agrawal should recuse himself from the case of Maurice Gordon, who was shot and killed by state troopers, and that there must be an independent prosecutor not associated with the state attorney general's office.
Please mail in your ballots.
The police kill more people in the United States in 1 year. They kill about 1,000 people a year in the United States. They kill more people in a year than the police in Great Britain killed in the entire 20th century. It's hard to believe. I mean, when you add that up over the years, that's hundreds of thousands of people. Today, we call for reforms, but we understand, like, we support bias training. We think all police departments should have that. We think all police departments should have de-escalation training. But the truth of the matter is that police brutality continues, unabated to this day. The police have to understand that when they kill unjustly, when they brutalize unnecessarily, when they use excessive force, when they violate people's constitutional rights, that they are going to be punished. They have to understand that if they engage in police brutality, in racist policing tactics, the violation of constitutional rights, the use of excessive force, and the unjust murder of people, they're going to lose their badge, their gun, they're going to lose their license, they're going to lose their seniority, they're going to lose their pension, and they may lose their freedom if they're prosecuted.
That's what my movement is.
They kill with impunity because they know that there's no price to pay. So we're calling on our state legislators today to pass legislation to make it possible for police to be penalized in a way for police brutality that they will clearly understand. Finally, we're here to call for the reopening of some cases. Today we're here to call on the State Attorney General to reopen the case of Abdul Kamal. We're here today to call on the State Attorney General to reopen the case of Jerome Reed. We're here to call upon the Attorney General to call for the reopening of the case of Kashad Ashford. We're here today to call for the reopening of the case of Radaz Hearns. We're here today to call on the State Attorney General to reopen the case of Philip Pennell. We're here today to call on the State Attorney General not to reopen, but to in fact open a case into the murder of Earl Faison in Orange, New Jersey.
From the death of George Floyd.
So these are some of the demands that we're here today to make upon the state government. Now, let me just say this before I call. We're going to hear a few speakers here, then we're going to hear the rest at the Hughes building, then we're going to hear some more when we march back here. We're going to march to the Hughes building and back straight down State Street to Broad Street to Market Street.